And what we do is we provide safe work opportunities for musicians and artists that have been prosecuted, threatened, or censured around the world. We're here today just to talk a little bit about the work that we do, and then we want to talk to a couple of artists that we are working with now currently, and who actually knows what it means to be censored and to experience having your freedom of speech being taken away from you. I wanted to talk just shortly about Safemuse first. It is an organization created in 2013, coming out of an initiative with Norwegian Musicians Union and the Norwegian Society of Composers and Lyricists. Our day-to-day work, it means creating residencies for artists in Norway or Europe or other places of the world. We have a small label. It's called Lydio, so we release some music sometimes. We work with raising consciousness about freedom of artistic speech and trying to get musicians and artists, the cultural sector around the world, to be aware of what is happening, the violations that happens towards artists. Today I'm very fortunate to be joined by two wonderful musicians, wonderful people that we have been working with in Safemuse. First I want to introduce you, Sina, briefly. Sina Winter. You are both from Iran, both metal musicians, obviously, and you both have experiences with having your art and your person being severely threatened because of what you do. Sina, I think a lot of people might know Sina from before. He was in the Black Hearts documentary, and he played his first gig actually here at Inferno in 2013. And we've been working with you since then, creating some residencies, and now you live here in Norway and you work with your music. Please introduce yourself, just say a little bit about who you are.
Hello everybody, it's a great pleasure to be here today. Actually, I just see some familiar faces, so you know me from before and you know my story, but you know, as Caroline said, I'm from Iran and I moved to Norway in 2014 by help of Safemuse. But first time I came to Norway in 2013 to just play my first show at Inferno festival, and then I had to go back to my country. And then finally they could manage and help me to move in 2014. Well, it's a completely different situation back in Iran when it comes to metal scene and the limitation that we have, because it's completely banned by the country, and all the metal musicians in Iran in some way have had experienced some difficulties from the government, in different ways. My case was, from because I was working, from a long time ago. I started my first band in 2003, and then, from 2007 it started when I was getting just threatening messages, from different sources, by email, phone calls, and everything. And it was the time when I played my show at Inferno, and when I, got back to my country, things were getting more serious. And right after I moved to Norway, we just found out that I got official letter from the court that I have to go there, and during this past 5 years, I have had the chance to be active in the scene here in Norway, playing a lot of shows, working with professional Norwegian black metal musicians and releasing my albums, and it's a unique and great experience for me, when I see the high contrast between the situation between Iran and Norway, and I'm really happy about it, because now I'm actually living my dream. For many years I was just dreaming this, get the chance to play my music freely, and then finally happened. So I'm really grateful, and just being in the scene and have the chance to see other musicians is also great, and great inspiration for me to continue my works.
So Nikan Siyanor, welcome.
Thank you.
You arrived to Norway actually just a few months ago, as a resident artist in Harstad. So Harstad is actually a free city for musicians, which means that every second year the municipality greets a new artist in residence that is in need of a safe haven, a safe place to work. So Nikan was the third musician arriving in Harstad in December, and you've been working with your band Confess for almost a decade, working under the radar in Iran, and suddenly things changed for you and you were arrested in 2015. You spent some time in prison, and now you actually have a sentence waiting for you in Iran for 6 years.
No, I think music is all about the mentality that you have on the material that you're making. So, someone like me seeing music as a weapon, you know, and I always do believe that you should say what's right, the truth. It doesn't matter what comes after that. And the reason that I ended up in jail was that because of my lyrics, because it was like a political thing. It's about the oppression of religion over there. And yeah, I just did it, and yeah, I definitely didn't think that I just go straight to the jail, but because I ended up in jail at first, 3 months in solitary confinement, 23 hours locked up, and then public sector, it all came together like a year, and but when you go to jail for something like that, you should find the purpose of your life, because when you come out, you're a ghost if you cannot find that who you really are. And life sometimes puts you in a situation that your only option is just to be strong and stay strong, and a lot of people leave you, but you just stick to your gun and just do your own thing. So yeah, I just did the same thing, and I got a lot of support from metal artists around the world, metal fans, which I really appreciated.
It's absurd to be here in a festival where we can create a 4 or 5 day festival around this music and just playing it in Iran.
And you get the support from the government also.
Yeah.
So that's how it's high contrast when I was there.
Just playing it. And you have left Iran probably for life, both of you. At least I know you have.
Exactly.
That's true. There is no chance for us to go back,
Yeah.
That's in my case, because I know what's waiting for me. During this time, staying here in Norway, the first 2 years I was still getting these threatening messages,
Yeah.
If you guys do music, please take it serious. You don't know how much impact you can have on other people and how much you can change the world. If you have voice, you should use it. If you have a platform, you should use it.